Good day! My name is Renugaa and today, me and myself and my fellow groupmates would like to present about the roles of the human resource management and the challenges that faced by the human resource management in Treasures Hotel and Suites. Before we get into the presentation, let me introduce my fellow groupmates.
RENNY, Nur SAFIRA, Nur RABIATUL ADAWIYAH, AINUR NADHIRAH, and me myself, Renugaa.
The first HR function practiced by Treasure Hotel and Suites are planning. There are 5 steps that Treasure Hotel and Suites use. The first step is analysis of organizational plans and objectives. Every organization have different functions and also different goals. So it is important for the human resource management to understand the internals and also externals of the organizations. With this, Treasure Hotel and Suites can perform a complete and thorough analysis of the hotel's plans and goals. The second step is preparing a human resources inventory. This step is where all of the hotel human resource will prepare a complete catalog about each of the employees, such as their basic demographics, educations, experience, and etc. The third step is assessing future supply and demand. This is one of the key steps in identifying the market of the organizations and also what changes are on the horizon. The fourth step is matching supply and demand. What is supply and demand? Well, supply and demand are the influence of hiring and also staffing process. Based on the hotel's human resource manager, she said that it is one of the strategies for matching supply with demand. And lastly, establishing an action plan. The hotel will inventory their current positions, identify the future needs, determine the experience and education needed to fill those roles, and finally identify any experience or performance gaps in existing departments.
Next is the recruitment and selection. Treasures Hotel and Suites have 7 phases in recruiting and selection new employees for their hotel. For the first step, Treasures Hotel's Human Resources Management will do some survey on gap of the current team. They also usually will do some analysis on missing qualities, qualification, and skills among the existing employee. Once done with the analysis based on the Human Resources Manager, they will have a meeting together and discuss on the job vacancy and also prepare the job description to make sure the candidate who would like to apply for the particular job understand their roles and responsibilities. Next step is the important part of this recruitment process, where the human resource must choose the right platform to post their job vacancy. Generally, in Treasures Hotel and Suites, they have both walk-in and online candidate who apply for the job. For the walk-in, the candidate need to fill out the application form on the spot and must provide a copy of resume. If they are shortlisted, and human resource staff will call up the candidate for an interview. While for the candidate who apply through online, they must send their resume with the related document in order to check the qualification of the candidate. After posting and receiving the application and resume from the candidate, they will screening and shortlist the candidate by looking over the candidate's application form and resume. They will focus on candidates' qualification, experience, and competencies. They will select the candidate that have all 3 elements and will invite them for an interview. After the interview session, a discussion will be held between the manager of the hotel and human resource manager on whether a candidate is meet the requirement of the job, and they will email the candidate if they are one of the selected candidates. Last but not least, an induction program will be held in order for the employee to learn and get to know his or her job tasks in depth for 1 whole week.
The next role of human resource management in Treasure Hotel and Suites is training and development. Programs joined by Treasure Hotels, new and existing employees. First, orientation training for the newly hired employee. Second, training on improvising the communication skills. Third, training program on COVID-19 safety for hotels. And lastly, training program in creating the best experience for the guests.
Is performance appraisal. 3 types of performance appraisal used by Treasures Hotel and Suites. First is negotiated appraisal, which is the hotel's human resource manager will always communicate with his employee, sharing his opinion on performance of the employee, both negative and positive review. This would be an effective appraisal that helps the employee to know his or her strength and weakness. Second is a peer review. Usually, the manager will have a meeting with his employee twice a week in order to get to know the issue and problem faced by the employee in all the departments. Besides that, the hotel manager also look in the guest review, either physically or in the website. It will give a positive impact to employee as well improve the customer interaction. The guest review will also help the manager to evaluate the employee performance.
The role of human resource management in Treasure Hotels and Suites is compensation and rewards. Treasure Hotel and Suites compensation system including following components. First, wages. Second, benefit, which is they have statutory benefit and non-statutory benefit. For reward, They also give financial rewards and non-financial rewards.
Safety and health at Treasure Hotel and Suites. There are 6 safety and health at the hotel, which include all of the employees at Treasure Hotel and Suites must be aware of their rights and responsibilities regarding safety and health in the workplace. Second, employees must know the general laws that apply to them. Third one, all of the workers are entitled to rest and paid holidays. Fourth, if an employee is off sick from work and anxious about their job, the employee can find out the practical information on what can be done. Fifth, occupational safety and health for law firm or accounting firm employees will include confidentiality and protection from the angry customers. And the last one, occupational safety and health for workers in the healthcare sector includes proper disposal of hazardous waste, disinfection of areas after patient use, and consistent personal cleanliness to prevent the spread of contamination. Next is the training that Treasure Hotel and Suites provided for the employees on how to perform the work safely. There are 4 that the hotel provided for their employees, which is the first one, Treasure Hotel and Suites will educate their employees on emergency procedures. Second, the hotel also will educate the employees about workplace specific hazards and how to identify them. Third, they also will educate the employees on how to report unsafe and unhealthy conditions. And lastly, educate the employees on actions to be taken in the event of an occupational accident. In Treasure Hotel and Suites also have a safe working environment, which is the employee must dress appropriately at all times, provides exit routes and gathering area at Treasure Hotel and Suites during emergency. All of the staff will discuss about the safety rules and general working practice, promote health codes on the importance of health, safety and cleanliness. Walking paths at the hotel are clear, stairs and railings are also secure and slip-proof. At Treasure Hotel and Suites provides a lot of fire extinguisher and also the first aid kit. The hotel also provides the emergency phone numbers such as police, hospitals and fire department.
So for the last role of the human resource management in Treasure Hotel and Suites that we're gonna present is labor relations. As we know that the term labor relation is defined as the involvement of an employee, employer and the management in taking decision in an organization. So before I get into the main point of my point in labor relation, let me explain or share the experience that I was working with the Treasures Hotel and Suites. So 2 years back, I've got working together with the Treasures Hotel and Suites, and I would like to tell that the manager of the hotel was so friendly and he treat all his staff as a own family member. So when he treat all his staff as his own family member, it is actually impact the environment of the employee, where the employee will be more comfortable working in this kind of friendly environment. Besides that, the manager usually have an open communication with all the staff department once in 2 weeks. This is actually to make sure that all the staff is actually know the current update of the hotel management. When they have an open communication with all the staff, the manager usually gives an opportunity for his employee to share their opinion or a suggestion on the working environment. So by letting the employee to share their opinion, this is actually help the manager to get to know that the environment of the staff in the Treasures Hotel and Suites are safe and whether the employee are comfortable with their working environment. When the manager treat his staff as his own family members, give them opportunity to share their opinion or a suggestion, and also have an open communication every week or every month to up to date with the employee's environment, working environment, is actually good, and it is result that the bond of the employee, employer and the management of the hotel will be more stronger, and it will help the hotel to give the best service to the guests. So next, let's move to the second part of the presentation, which is the challenges that faced by the human resource management in Treasures Hotel and Suites. So the first challenges that have been faced by the human resource management in Treasures Hotel and Suites is staff attrition. In a simple word, we can tell it as an unfilled vacancies. Most of the hotel in the world is currently facing the same challenges that faced by the hotel, Treasures Hotel, is because we know that the hospitality industry is a seasonal by nature, where the new hires will be brought into a peak period time of the year, and we will let go them during the off-period time. As we know that one of the industry that need to work for a long hours is actually hospitality industry. So when the employee have to work for a shift and for a long hours and they have to work for a weekend and also public holiday, it is actually make the HRM to choose the right people for their hotel, because not everybody is willing to work for a long period of time or long hours and also willing to work during the public holidays. So it is really difficult for the human resource management in Treasures Hotel to choose the right people who would like to work in the hotel for a long period of time. The second challenges that have been faced by the HR department in Treasures Hotel and Suites is maintaining the morale of the employee. We are just get back to our track, which is especially for the hotel industry, we are getting back into the normal environment, working environment. Even most of the restaurants are closed during the pandemic because of the financial problems. So when the employee are getting back into their track, especially for the hotel industry, the productivity of the employee, the energy of the employee is actually reduced. This is because they got faced or they got experienced an unprecedented layoff and also economic hardship. So, to boosting up the employee, to push the employee, to make the employee to be more confident, it is HRM's role or responsibility to do that. So, for boosting up the employee, it's really one of the challenge that faced by the human resource department, not only in the hotel, Treasures Hotel, and also the hotel all over the world.
Service, but benefits alone aren't enough to improve employee health and well-being. That means offering more flexibility around house, offering more pay time off, or better managing schedule. Attracting talent, competitive compensation and employee benefit package are essential in attracting talent to organization to truly compete. You need to dig deeper and offer meaningful experience and greater purpose to your employee. Your employer brand can help communicate that purpose and attract people who are motivated by it. By narrowing your focus and developing an employee brand based on your most valuable and unique element. If you are document it, take the time to review it and think of new ways to bring it to life. Stay focused on employee well-being. The company offers better, more diverse benefits including shield and other care benefits and extend coverage to mental health service. But benefits alone aren't enough to improve employee health and well-being. That means offering more flexibility around house, offering more pay time off, or better managing schedule and workload to prevent workers from feeling overwhelmed.